And you'll see I've got 3 fezzes arrayed out for us.
Yes.
And Alcater Shrine Center, which is what I belong to here in Wilsonville, Oregon.
Yeah.
When you'll see names for shrine centers, they'll often have Al or L in front of them, depending on what the next word that comes after it. So, Qadir or Qadir in Islam means strong. So our shrine center's name is The Strong.
The
so
Strong.
Al
Okay.
Qadir.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll see over here this one named...
This one doesn't... It says Zemzem.
Zemzem.
What's that?
And that's sort of a shorthand for a cocktail in Shriner world. Either that or camel's milk.
Camel's milk.
Yes. And camel's milk is a little off-putting, so you don't see it on a fez, but Zemzem works pretty well.
Really? Is that what you guys say? Like, hey, let's go get some camel's milk?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah. If you go to anyone in Portland and say, let's go get some cheap steak, they'll know what that means, and I'm not going to explain what that means, and so you'll have to come to Portland and ask around.
I think I might know what that means.
Yeah. So the funny story is this one here in the center, Aloha from Hawaii.
What a fitting name.
Yeah, right? So they thought they were being funny, and they named their temple, their shrine center, Al-Oha.
Al-Oha.
So a capital A, small L, capital O, H-A, Al-Oha. But all the Hawaiians are saying, what is this? I don't understand what this is. This is very confusing to me. So they ended up changing it pretty much just to Aloha, all capital letters. So this is one of the few shrine center fezzes you'll see with all capital letters.
Oh my God.
So a little bit of shrine lore or history for you here at the start.
Hi everyone, my name is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today I am in the Sneaky Tiki in Portland, Oregon.
That's right.
And this is my newfound friend, John Fitzgerald.
Aloha.
And he is the guy behind a new Tiki event that's going to be happening in the Portland area. Mm-hmm. And it's called PD Exotica.
That's right.
PDX, which is like the
airport.
The airport signature.
Yeah.
Exotica, PD Exotica.
Yeah, PDX is Portland, and Exotica is the music that we all love, and we are having a burlesque evening, and so a little bit of Exotica going on there, and so PD Exotica just seemed like the good name to go with.
That's a perfect name for but you couldn't use that if you went somewhere else, though. You couldn't do PD Exotica up in SeaTac, up in Seattle, you know.
No, SeaTacotica?
Yeah, it won't work. It won't work.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Now, obviously, as you see John, and this is his collection of fezzes, John is actually a Shriner.
I am indeed.
And the Shriners, Alcater
Shrine, yep,
is going to be putting on this event.
That's right. They're sponsoring it. We're doing it as a fundraiser for the Shriners, for the Shrine Center.
Yeah.
So often we're going out doing fundraisers for our kids in the hospitals. And the hospital here in Portland was the second Shrine hospital ever. That's right. We were actually permitted to be the first one, but another one out in the Midwest got their building up before ours did. Yeah. So we are the second Shrine hospital. So our event is not a fundraiser for the hospital or a fundraiser for the kids. Yeah. It's a fundraiser for our building and, as we like to say, helping the men who help the kids.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And so the event will be based out of the Shrine Center in Wilsonville. That's our hub.
Oh, that's where it's happening.
Yeah, that's the hub. And so the Friday night, that's where you'll go for the luau. And we're going to have the Hawaiian dancers and a couple of bands. And then we'll have shuttles over to the hotel that we're using. And then you'll come back on Saturday morning. We'll have breakfast for you, good Shriner breakfast. Yeah. And then we put you on your land yachts with your skipper and first mate and send you out to different quadrants of Portland metro area. So we've got Vancouver, West Side, Northeast, Southeast Portland. Each day is 2 of those zones. So you as a participant on Saturday, you would either go to Vancouver or West Side. Yeah. And then on Sunday, you would either go to Northeast or Southeast. So you'll get to see half of the participating venues over the weekend, which means we'd love to have you back for year number 2 so you can see the other half.
So what made you decide to come up with this idea of PD Exotica and the idea of like concentrating more on like a home bar tour?
Right.
So how did this all come together?
Okay. So in 2023, when TikiCon announced its last voyage, and we were all sort of stunned and sad, I had known that the Shriners, we had been looking for a long-term fundraiser, a large-scale fundraiser to replace our Shrine Circus.
Yeah.
And we'd stopped that somewhere around 2016, 17 here in Portland.
What's the Shrine Circus?
It's a long-standing, there's about 6 different circuses, we'll say, circus troops that service the United States and service pretty much exclusively Shriners.
Okay.
So if you're a Shrine Center in Mississippi, you'll engage one of these circus troops and have your Shrine Circus, and they'll do sort of a circuit through your state, and your Shrine Center will advertise in each of the small little towns and sell tickets and make it all happen, and it's a nice fundraiser.
It's like a full-on circus?
It's a full-on circus.
Oh, wow, okay.
I mean, yeah, it's not quite as big as, Ringling Brothers type of thing, but but circuses.
Yeah.
And we stopped ours, like I say, around 2016, and we just hadn't found that really good large-scale fundraiser to replace it. We did a number of smaller ones, but we were looking for something. So in 2023, when I heard the announcement, I was like, oh, well, I love Tiki and I love Shriners. And 2 great tastes that taste great together, right? let's put them together. And so I've been working for more than a year on making this happen, getting it going. And I presented it to the brothers at the Shrine Center, and they said this sounds great. So they gave us the seed money. They're giving us the facility for free. Our in-house caterers are doing the food, and that's why we're able to keep the cost down so low to only $300. I mean, if you go to some of the other Tiki events, it's $150 just to get in the door, and then it's $100 for this meal, and it's the pool party's of $75, and a rum tasting's $125, and by the end of that weekend, you've dropped over $1,000 easily without even knowing it.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about the cost, because there is a misconception about it. And I mean, and I'll be honest with you too, because when I first saw it, it's like, oh my God, $300 for this event. It's like, that's a lot of money. And because normally, like, I guess with like a lot of like, say like TikiCon, you could buy like a day pass,
right?
Or you could buy like the basic, ticket, where like you can go to the event, you can go to the symposiums, but if you want to go on the actual home bar tours, well, then you got to pay more. And I think it was like over $300 for that. Just saying, it's like the same thing with like Tiki Oasis down in San Diego. It's like, okay, you're paying this much money for the ticket, but like, oh, you want to do these symposiums, you got to pay all that on top of it. So the main thing that the main message that I want to have you explain to the people is like, what are you getting for that 300? It's how much is it? $300. $300, which seems like a lot of money at first, but when you start breaking it down into like what is all included, then it's like, oh, okay, well this may actually seem like a really cool deal. So let's break it down. So essentially, the main core of it is the home is like there's going to be your land yachts, as you talked about. And they're going to pick you up at the Shriner. So how is this all going to work?
Sure. Let me break it down for you.
We'll break it down for you.
So Shriners, we're good at planning conventions, parties, banquets, formal events. This is what we do. And so when presented with this idea of doing a Tiki convention, and people are like, "Oh my God, this is huge," and I'm like, "No, we've got this. We have the infrastructure to do this for sure." And so when we were doing part of our pre-planning of interviewing people who'd gone to TikiCon and trying to collect some of that information, exactly what you said was the feedback we were getting, that people were upset that they've come to this event but didn't even have a chance to get on the home bar tour. They were saying that there was a whole lot of downtime during the day if you didn't purchase, this, that, or that. And I'm not just talking TikiCon, like you said, Oasis and Caliente and some of these other events, you kind of choose your own adventure and decide what I'm going to get into, what I'm not going to get into. So what we decided was, let's make this an experience. Let's make this a cruise. You get on the boat, and then you get off the boat at the end of the weekend. And even though we're on land, we're going to have a 3-day cruise. And so it starts off with Friday night at the Shrine Center. You show up in registration, and We're going to have the opening luau with Hawaiian dancers and followed by 2 bands. And we've got 4 mixologists for the weekend.
Yeah.
From local top-end clubs here.
Yeah.
And so they'll be pouring drinks for us. So we'll have a couple different bars set up.
Yeah.
And you can go to the Shriner Bar, and if you want a nice stiff rum and coke and you want a nice stiff vodka cran, that's what Shriners pour. But then we'll have another bar with our mixologists and top-end tiki cocktails.
Now the cocktails aren't included in
cocktails you'll pay for, the drinks you'll pay for yourself.
Yes,
but
which goes without saying.
Yeah, and then also the tiki mugs that we're going to have for sale.
Oh, you're going to have tiki mugs?
Those, yeah.
Cool.
That's a whole nother story with all the fun with the tariffs and everything else. That's a whole nother video, I think.
Oh my God.
So yes, included that luau with the bands.
Is there food that night?
The luau, yep. We're going to have a nice proper pork luau feast, and you got a ticket. You're eating. Yeah, that's included. For
all
sure.
inclusive.
It's
right.
It's not an extra $100 for a dinner.
Well, I'm already liking this already.
Yeah. Saturday, the buses, the land yachts will pick you up from the hotel and bring you back to the Shrine Center. It's all like a 5-minute ride.
Now, where's the hotel at?
It's across the freeway from the Shrine Center in Wilsonville, the Holiday Inn there, and you can book your room ticket when you're booking your event ticket through the website.
Gotcha.
And that's not included in the $300.
So and just for the record, the event is not in the hotel; it's in the Shriner Center. But you're going to have a shuttle taking people from
back and forth.
So seriously, you stay at the hotel. You guys covered the transportation, to get people from the hotel to the Shriner Center, and the tour.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And it gets better.
All right.
So Saturday you'll have your breakfast, free included.
Breakfast is included.
Okay. And then we'll put you on your land yachts with 49 other shipmates. You'll have your skipper and your first mate.
Yeah.
And then you will go and see 4 venues that day, between home bars and commercial venues.
Okay.
You'll get to see 4 venues. You leave at like 10:30 in the morning. You get back around 4:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And then our bars open again at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of time to sleep it off or freshen up. Our bars open up again at 5, and then the second banquet is going to be at 6 o'clock that night, also included. And then we're going to have a burlesque show produced by Holly Day, a local burlesque cabaret performer. Yeah, and she's got 5 dancers doing their different performances.
Yeah.
And so that'll be a fun hour-long show.
Yeah.
And then we'll have 2 more bands after that. So all in all, the bands we've got for Friday is Just Us and Dawn and the Quixotes.
Yeah.
On Saturday, we're going to have the Apollo 4 and the Verb Tones.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, and on Saturday, that's on top of the burlesque show.
That's right.
Okay.
And on Friday,
burlesque show and 2 bands.
That's right.
And the banquet.
Yes. And then Friday is you get the Polynesian dancers and the 2 bands and the banquet.
Damn.
Yeah. And then Sunday morning, we will get you up bright and early again at 10 o'clock, and we'll take you out for day 2 of the Tiki Bar tour. And so then we'll be doing the Northeast and Southeast Portland quadrants.
Wow, okay.
And so we've got, all in all, there are 10 home bars that are participating. And 10. And you'll get to see essentially half of them. And then...
because there's going to be different routes.
That's right. There's going to be like about an hour at each of these venues, and you'll get a free drink. There'll be snacks. You'll also get lunch on the bus, a box lunch. That's included in the price.
Oh my God.
And if you can do better than that for $300, then God bless.
No. Well, see, that's the thing. When you really lay it out, and where you lay out all the food and all the food you're going to get, all the entertainment, and the home bus tour. And for the record, if you're going to this, you're on all of it.
You're all of it. Yeah.
It's not like, okay, only the certain people are going on the home bus, on the bar tour. Yeah. Everyone's going on it.
Now, if you had too much to drink at the luau and you can't make it out of bed, I'm not going to pull your drunk corpse into the bus.
No.
But so if you need to take your time, you take your time. But essentially, it's an experience. You're getting on the boat. You're on the ship with your shipmates, and we're trying to make this a fun experience for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great time, and I can't wait. And John, thank you very much
Yeah.
for coming on my show. And everyone out there, after talking to John here, it's like, I don't know, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. I mean, it's like, this sounds like it's going to be an incredible tiki event. You have it all laid out.
Yep.
And they're going to feed you. They're going to provide the transportation and everything like that.
And you do get a free cocktail at each of the home bars that you go to.
So there you go.
Right. And then you can buy the other ones at the evening events.
Yeah, and that's when you go back to the events, and then that's when you can buy your Zemzems. John, how did you get into Tiki? How long have you been into this?
Yeah. Well, we can include this. So
That's the power of editing.
2000.
I'll make it seem like it happened before everything else is happened.
Sure. Make this the cold open. Let's see. It was probably around 2002. I was at Washington State University, go Cougs, and I was in a youth cultures class.
Youth cultures.
Yeah, and so we were looking at mods in England of the
Yeah,
60s and zine culture in the 80s and girl power with 3 R's and all these different youth cultures and how they've shaped.
I would love to take a class like that.
It was fun. When
I was in college, I took physics. Want to support the Tiki with Ray show and look cool doing it at the same time? Then head over to tikiwithray.com and buy yourself a Tiki with Ray shirt. They're only $20. Tony Canepa did the design and they're screen printed in America. I feel like a kid,
We just
Hey, mister, I'm old enough to drink.